Hi, I am Laura Sanchez Andrade. I was born in Mexico City, and I am a healer, shamanic healer. And I work with plants, with animals, with the mineral world too, with angels. My path is very spiritual, and I am very lucky to be an instrument for divine energy that is working through me. And I live in a small, beautiful, and magical town named Amatlán de Quetzalcoatl. And my work makes me feel alive. My home is close to the mountain of Quetzalcoatl. And all I do, I let my heart to guide me. Since I was a child, I used to do massages to my friends, and I used to be, in Spanish we say doctora corazón, like a person who was helping their friends. They asked me what to do, and then I help them.
Oh, you always do?
Yes, since I was child, since I was teenager, and then young adult.
Where did you learn all this?
Well, I learned first. I started doing massages, and I learned massage, acupressure massage with the 5 elements. Is how I met the 5 elements that I fall in love, and I say, wow, I love this, and I love. And then after being a massage therapist for 20 years, I stopped. But in the year 2000, I was living in Berkeley, and I was camping with a friend. And it was very cold. The name of the mountain is Mountain Wolf. And I feel like something was calling me. It was very strange, because when you are in nature, you feel so connected that for me it was easy to connect. And then I started feeling like I need to walk a little further. And then when I turned around, I found a circle of oak trees, and huge, very huge oak trees. And when I came inside of the circle, they start talking to me, and they say, welcome, my daughter.
With the voice, or something to your mind?
Well, it was kind of like telepathic.
Okay.
It was not a voice
I see.
per se. It was something that I was perceiving. And then I was surprised. To make this short, they start telling me that I was ready to do what I came to do here to Mother Earth. To do healing work more profound with their help, with the help of the plants, the rain of the plants. And in the future, I will have more help with different healing work. They did a healing to me. It was very strong, because they passed my life like in fast vision, like pa 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 pa, like this. And I saw all my life since I was child till the age I had. I was like 30 something, 34, 35 years old. And I am 77 now. And I saw all, and they said, you need to go through all this learning in order to be ready. So now you are going to do the healing work, and you are going to help your brothers and sisters. They did a healing to me, and I started feeling the energy of the earth coming inside, and it was so hot that I needed to take off my clothes because it was very hot. And I was feeling so good, and I started feeling all the emotions coming out, like fear, anger, sadness, and I started crying and crying and crying. And after, I don't know how long it was, I feel like so serene, so relaxed. And they say, you are ready, don't worry. You are going to receive a signal, but you need to wait. You need to be patient. you are going to have a teacher. And just waited. At that time, I was living in Berkeley. Then, many things happened. My friend said that I stayed there for almost 2 or 3 hours. I don't remember. Then I came out and my friend saw me. Wow, are you cold? No, I am hot. Well, you need to put your clothes because you were in some special situation. After 2 years, I moved in Nashville, and it's where I met my teacher. And he made a beautiful technique, shamanic technique, because he already is dead. He was an acupuncturist, and then he created a beautiful technique with plants in a shamanic way with the 5 elements of the Chinese medicine. So I learned that technique. It's just magical, magical. It's like almost it's acupuncture with no needles. Plant spirit medicine is a medicine that plants have. It's part of nature, right? Trees, flowers. So plants have a soul, like everything has a soul. Even rocks, you can connect with a rock. Water, you can connect with water, of course. So the medicine of the spirit of the plant is when you learn and open your heart, so the plants can teach you the medicine that you need to know in order to help humanity, your friends, your patients, everybody who comes to you looking for you. And the beauty of this, because one day I asked a plant and I said, well, if you teach me this medicine to help my patients, why you don't teach everybody? Well, and they say, because if they don't ask us, we don't do that. They need to ask us. So I ask for the plants, for their medicine, so that medicine is real, it's in a spiritual way. It's nothing physical. I don't give them any physical thing. It's just in a spiritual way, the spirit of the cacahuate tree come inside of the person, and because I call it, and do the healing work. And how I find out what kind of plant this person needs, this is my job. My job is to do some testing and to find out that person that has the 5 elements inside of them, which element is stronger on that person. This is my job. My job is to find, is the element fire is stronger in that person, or maybe the element metal is stronger in that person? So when I find out, then that person needs the medicine of this plant that is metal or fire or earth. So each plant is an elemental. So each one has their own medicine. Not all of them have the same medicine. For example, the ciruelo is the medicine of the metal, right? And the cacahuate is the medicine of the wood. So each plant has a medicine, elemental medicine. It's why they call plant spirit medicine. It was very tough for 2 years in nature. 1 week working only with element water. And then we work the emotions, the colors, everything. I need to learn everything about water. And then I went home and I rest 3 weeks and I keep studying, and then I went back to nature, and then the fire element. And then I went through all the elements till I finished. Then I initiated, well, Elliot initiated me, I have working with animal totems. They taught
Animal totem.
animal totem. And then I have my animal totem that is a wolf. And then I started working as a plant spirit medicine healer in 2000. Since that, I have been doing that for 24 years. Then I moved here to Mexico in 2003. Now I am in Amatlan doing that. I need to get in touch with my roots because I was born in Mexico and my roots are here. And I know that in one of past life I was in Amatlan, is where I live now. And now I am finished some job that I start, and I am finished this job in a healing way, shamanic way. It's just magical. The plants know that I know the 5 elements because the plants know me.
Ah, the plants know
plants,
you came with this
Yeah,
knowledge.
plants know all of us.
Okay.
Not only me. They know humans. They know us. They observe us. They are spirits too. So they know that I learned the 5 elements of Chinese 5 elements, and when I go to nature and I receive the call of a plant, for example, the ceiba tree that is here in my home, when I receive the call, I go, I make an offering, and then I present myself, and I sit down, I do tobacco as an offering, and then, because she knows I know the 5 elements, I start talking to her or him. No, I don't know what is she or he, because in that world there is not woman or man. It's energy, it's a spirit, right? And then they teach me their medicine through the 5 elements. They are elementals. Let's say that one plant is fire. Other plant is the elemental water. If I have a patient that is possessed, I have some dragons that dispossess the person. It's very magical.
Dispossess?
When a person has like an entity in their body, like
some other spirits was.
Yes, bad, the low vibration. I have helped, and I help that person to take out that entity. Then when the person is ready, then I call the elemental plant. Let's say that is water. That person, then I call coloring, and then it goes inside of my body and go through my body inside of the person. And then the person receives that medicine of the water element. And then little by little, this person start connecting with his or her own power. I don't treat the symptoms. Chinese medicine doesn't treat symptoms. I treat the person as a whole, and then the symptoms will come out because there is some disharmony with emotions, with many things. But it's really beautiful because it's so magical. Every time I learn more that nature is the best therapist. Nature, with everything that has animals, plants, rocks, rivers, water, wind, everything is the best therapist. And I had been working with nature for many years, and then at that time is when I realized, well, I'm going to keep doing my job, keep working on myself, but also I have permission. Now I can help my brothers and sisters. I have a person that she was allergic to the wind, and she had like asthma since she was a child. And then she tried many medicines, and she couldn't get healed. And then she went to see me, and I started treating her the way I work is I just treat her, give the medicine with no expectation, right? So after maybe the 4th or the 5th session, she suddenly told me, Laura, I have a vision. When you were treating me, my vision was that I was 2 years old and my mother was very mad at me. And I remember I was in the garden and it was like a rainy time and the grass was kind of humid. But my mother was so mad at me that I stayed there and I didn't go inside of the house. And I cry a lot, I cry. And after crying, I fall asleep. And then when I fall asleep, I received that humility, but I was sad. I was very sad because my mother was upset with me. And then I fall asleep, and after a while my mother came, and then she carried me and put me in bed. But since that time, I remember I started having problems with my sinus. Well, that patient, when she could see where it came from, this situation in her life, she could see that it was an experience that she had. She could understand her mother because they were like 8 children. Her mother was very nervous and maybe she was very impatient. She, as an adult, she understood that as a little girl, she could feel that rejection of her mother. So she could heal that part of her life. And since that time, the asthma disappeared. It was really beautiful. And I was not looking for that experience. It came into her memories that it was very deep inside of her. So she healed since that time. A woman came to my consultory and said that she had problems with men. She couldn't find the right man, the right person for her, because she had boyfriends that didn't treat her well, and then she married once, and then he didn't treat her well. So all her relationship with men were not very healthy. And she complained that I cannot find the right person. I always find men that they are not good to me. And I say, okay. After certain treatments, she had a regression, and then she said, and actually, I feel that my sexual life is not really good because I don't feel, I got scared. I don't feel secure about myself. And then this is one of the problems too that I can create in a relationship with men. But also they don't treat me well. And then after I start treating her, she also had a regression. These spirits that I work with, they really put my patient in some situation really very clear for them. And she saw, when she was little, that one of her relatives, I think was her uncle, that she was very little, she could see, she didn't know, but she could see that he abused her sexually. And she could see that she was so scared, and she could see that that since that time she was scared of men. And she could see through the treatment and put together that this situation in her life keep going in her actual life, because she was afraid of men, but at the same time she was attracting men that didn't respect her. Because these men didn't respect her as a child, right? So she attracted men that didn't respect and treat her bad, and she was scared at the same time. And she realized that this event in her life, it was still in her mind, but she forgot completely. And she kept repeating, attracting this situation of not respecting. I choose men that don't respect me. I choose the wrong men. I don't deserve. Is how I could see that she couldn't believe that she deserved to have a man that respect her. When she could see her, we did a ceremony where she could forgive him, where she could say, I forgive you, and you have your own reasons, but me as a child, now I am an adult, so I can take care of myself. So we did that ceremony, and it was so beautiful because I remember when she came out from that treatment, her cheeks were pink, were beautiful, she was full of light, and she said, thank you, I feel like I took some weight of my body. And I didn't see her for a while, and after maybe 1 year, I saw her because she left. And then I saw her and she was married. And she was pregnant. And she said she was happy with the man that she met. She said, I love this man is wonderful with me. So she could heal that part when she was a child. And she could see now that she is full of life, and she needs respect. So she attracts that men that respect her. And it was really, for me, wow, it's a beautiful experience. The treatment, I give them a questionnaire. In this questionnaire, they answer me all the questions I asked that for me it's very important to know about their life. So that way I can help them more, right? About their childhood, what illness they have. So because I am working with the 5 elements and I do a physical check, I see how their body is working, if they have any problem with any organ. I need to know if they have a surgery, like for example, some people, they have a reduction of breast, and they have a big scar here. I know that some meridians go there, so when I ask the spirit of the plant to go, I need to tell them there is a block there, you need to go around. So I need to know everything about the patient. When I know everything, then I tell them, I go and I do a date. I give them a date, they come, and then I do first the treatment, I do a cleansing. Because sometimes we are carrying many things, from outside, sometimes energy, and I do a cleansing with feathers, with some essential oils, and then I ask permission to the Great Spirit to do the job, and then I check how their organs are working, how their meridians, that they are the meridians connected with the organs, are working. I check everything physically, how they are working. But since I know their story, because they gave me the questionnaire, I know what they are looking for. Of course, they are looking to heal that part. Like, for example, this person that didn't have a relationship with this man, I have present that things in the treatment. I have present in my mind, and I know that is going to come the answer for her. So when I start treatment, then I call the spirit of the plant, and then I give the medicine after all the. Of course, I use quartz too. I put quartz on the 7 chakras. And after I do that, then I call the spirits of the plant that is going to help her. And what the spirit of the plant does is gives her what she needs that day. So she or he needed to see some events in their life, so they give it to her. When I was young, very young, I was not sure what was going to be my path. I was teacher of children, preschool teacher for years. And then I went to an office and I was a secretary. But when I start doing, like, to my family and friends, massages, I start with massage, I start finding out that I have a gift, because every time I did massage, they feel good. Okay. And then after I studied bioenergetic, I could see how I can lead a group of teenagers, because I was having teenagers groups to do bioenergetic, and I could see that in myself I have that gift. Of course, at that time, still I didn't believe myself, right? And I was not sure. I was insecure. But everybody saw that I have the gift. My family told me, but I didn't believe at 100. So when I start feeling secure about myself, I knew, oh, my path is this. Like I say, answering your question is, my spiritual path became very stronger when I study plant spirit medicine, when I connect with nature. When I connect with nature is when, wow, is where I belong. Is where I belong. When I see patients, after I do a treatment, it feels so good. It's just like in my heart, it feels, this is me. This is me, and I receive a lot. When I give, I receive a lot. So I am sure that this is my path. I don't have doubt anymore. And I am just a server, a humble server to humanity and to Great Spirit.